This is the second video on drawing files. We'll have a couple advanced techniques with this, as well as some shortcuts that will help you with your drawing files. I'm ready to add my second puzzle piece, so I do not open a new file. I want to open the existing drawing file that I already have. And in my drawing file, there's my white puzzle piece. Click on the browser over here, do a right click, and add a new sheet. Enter your data for the new sheet. So we're going to have one drawing file, but we'll have 5 sheets to it. I'll leave some of this info out to come back later, so how I can change that or enter it later. So if I double click on sheet 1, there's my white puzzle piece. If I double click on sheet 2, this is going to be my green puzzle piece, and I need to bring my base in. So click on base under my browser. I got to go find my green puzzle piece, and I want the front view. And the first thing I notice here is this is probably not the best front view that's showing up on my drawing file. Now you don't change it here. Your part file is linked with your drawing file. So I need to go back and open up my green puzzle part. So there's my green part, and I want to change that. So I still want this to be the front, but I'm going to rotate that 90 degrees. And you always want to use that when you're going to re-image your front here. You want to use this look at. And I want to look at the front there, and I'm going to rotate this 90 degrees. I want this to be my front. So you right click on the cube, set current view as front, and then I'll click on the ISO up here. I want this to be my main ISO. So I right click on the cube, set current view as home, fit to view. Now there's my current orientation of my green puzzle piece. Now I go back to my drawing and I want to delete these views. So where that outline is, put a right click. I want to delete that, and I want to delete my isometric view. Now I want to bring my base in of my green puzzle part. I want to shade my right click, edit view, and I want to shade my green part there. Now I want to start to dimension it. So double click on the annotate, right click on the general dimension, and I want an overall dimension here. And the first thing I notice, I have a mistake here. That should be 2 1/4 inches. Now again, you can't change your drawing file. You need to change your part file. So go back to the green part, and in the browser here, if I expand my extrusions, I can see there's one of my original sketches that I made. If I right click and I want to edit this sketch, that dimension right there should have been 0.75. Now, because the part file and the drawing file are linked, when I go back to my drawing file, oh, I didn't save it. I go back to I need to finish my sketch here, and when I finish my sketch, go back to my drawing file. Notice it automatically changed it. Now, I want to show you the baseline dimensioning. So I'm going to hit escape. I'm going to get rid of that dimension. I could have left it on there. I could have dimensioned like I did the white puzzle piece. But under dimensioning, the baseline dimension is just a series of clicks here. And do a right click, continue. There's all my widths dimensioning under the baseline dimension. So it's a pretty rapid technique for dimensioning. Now I'm going to dimension the height. I'm going to use baseline dimensioning to dimension the height also. But watch where I click here on my front view here. I'm clicking on the left side there, and right click, continue. But when I start to pull my lines out here, notice I don't have the gaps in my extension line. So I'm going to press escape. I'm still going to do the baseline dimensioning, but I want to be towards the edge of where I'm pulling that out. So there's my 3 lines there for baseline. Right click, continue. Now watch when I move this out. When these lines change to dotted, that means that's the recommended location for the dimension lines. So you left click. Now I'm not done yet. You have to put right click, create, and there is my heights are also dimensioned. Now I need to dimension the depth. I could use baseline dimensioning, but I'm going to use the dimension one at a time. So I want to pull this line up. Now again, watch how this changes to a dotted line. At that dotted line, that's a recommended location for that dimension. And I want to dimension from that point to that point. I'm pulling this up, and watch it till, and when it switches to the dotted line, that's too far away, this is a little too close, and it's saying right there is a recommended location for that dimension line. So now I have my, there is my green puzzle piece properly dimensioned. So there's my green puzzle piece. I want to go back to my browser here. And I have my sheet 1 and my sheet 2, but I want to change it. If I double click on sheet 1, there's the white puzzle piece. If I right click, I can edit sheet, and I'm going to change that name to white for my white puzzle piece. And I want to click on sheet 2, and I can edit that sheet. Change this to green. And I mentioned before, if you expand the Davidson Custom, you'll get this field text. If I right click on the field text, I can edit the field text. And there's my name was in there. This was the project title Puzzle Cube. If I needed to change it, or if I left it out, or the class period, I can always go back and enter it at that time. Lastly, when you go to print this, under the print command, it'll just print your current sheet. If you want to print all 5 sheets when you're done, make sure you click all sheets. And because this is a type A size drawing, the model 1:1 will be the best scale to use when you print this out. We hope that's been helpful.